Well, good evening, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're back here for some Friday night 9-ball. Let's have a quick look and see. We've still got plenty of spots left. That's what happens when you get the longer days coming in, the brighter nights. People have got other things to do. We've got how many? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time I think it was 9. I think it's still the same. We've got Bankster, Coldest Pillow, Eloquenti, Jesdev, Larry, Mooncake, Spectre, Don, Stefan, and Wink at Me. Those are the players signed up. We have about 3 minutes to go. What I'm going to do is we're going to have a quick look at the Cowboy World Championship because that tournament bracket has been up for a couple of days now. We've had at least one result, one that went ahead last night, I think it was, and it's this guy, U Plonker Rodney from the UK, who, to use Steve's expression, drilled Woody by 3 racks to 1, and there's no way this is a new player that's came online, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now because I had a quick glimpse in the room, and I don't know who it is, but it can't be anybody who just came from offline and came online. We'll have to work in that one to find out who that is. We have, in fact, let's look at the schedule. The schedule, I think there was 2 matches on last time I checked. There's now 3. We've got Larry and Chiku at 9 PM tomorrow night. I won't be doing that because that's far too late, and that could last, 3 hours, depending on what happens in it. Could last longer than that. You've got Coldest Pillow against what's his name again? Progressive Pool. That's set for Tuesday evening at 6:30, and then you've got myself against Spud Boy on Tuesday evening at 10:30. That match had to be rearranged because Spud Boy came home and accepted mine for like 6:30 the other night there, which was no good to him. So the 10:30 time's a much better time for Spud Boy. Plus I'm off the next day. It doesn't matter. Not saying what sort of condition I'll be in when I turn up for the match. Probably half asleep. But anyway, that's for another day. Back to business here. We have about in fact, tell a lie, it's now 7 o'clock on my phone, so the bracket should be going up. Plenty of buys, no doubt. It's still, it's just about to close. It should be just about to go because it's definitely the top of the hour. And of course, the other thing as well is, I'm just going to tab out for a second. Good evening to Coldest Pillow. Just a sec to get this done. Because we have this going on as well. I'm just going to paste it in the lobby just to remind me. We have that going on. We have the one lost side match between MC Clarkey and Spectre Dawn in the 9-ball Virtual World Championship. That's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And I'll be there for that, of course. And then we have the hot seat match between Albinario and Cobra, and that's set for Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. So I hope you can join us for that one. I heard he left. What did I miss there? Oh, Semi-Pro apparently gave his cues to Popman. Well, Popman under a different name, and he's been in doing the practice drills in Shooter's Pool, apparently. Well, there we go. We've got the bracket up, and the rooms are actually up as well. So we'll have a quick rundown here. We've got One Pocket Slim must have gotten at the last minute. So we'll get Mooncake against One Pocket Slim. And Who the hell's that? I need to get out my seat to read that. Lex 200. These are all latecomers. Lex 200 is in, never heard of him. Stefan's got a bye. Eloquenti plays Bankster. Jezdev's got a bye. Larry's playing Cold as Pillow. Spectre Don's got a bye. And so has Wink at Me, and they played their round 2 match. So I wonder if this guy Lex is actually there. Well, he's there. And he's a champion as well. Where are these people coming from? Let's find out where this guy is. And there's another one that's just appeared out of the woodwork. The 8th of March 2024. Another one with a UK flag. Now, these are all strange people coming out of the woodwork, so they are. I don't know where they're coming from. But to me, it's like a number of people have went out and changed profiles and get new profiles. Anyway, to the matter in hand, let's have a look at the fact that I can see One Pocket Slim is going to be in his room, but no sign of Mooncake. Now, Mooncake has been known to do this in the past, where he does sign up and suddenly he doesn't appear. But I don't see him either in the chat or in a room, at least not at the moment. So Slim will need to sit there for 10 minutes until it times out. So, in fact, Mooncake's just arrived, so we'll jump into the room. And here we go. We've got Mooncake on the right. Races to 7 on the winner's side for any newcomers. And no, I won't be, because I don't know how long it's going to take. And it could run into my match. I mean, that's how it depends. I mean, if you get players who are numpties playing Cowboy, it could take for hours just to get one rack done. So, Slim won the lag. The break-off has given him a couple of balls. Now, what I was saying is races to 7, as a reminder. It is a handicapped event. It's a money ball handicap, but these two players are running at scratch. No handicap. And Slim, of course, no shot at the moment. Although he fancies jumping over this 2 ball. That's a bit tight. Yeah, far too tight to try that. That was a bit over ambitious. Good evening to Mark. Well, the boring news in the UK is that the Prime Minister has announced an election, which means it's going to happen on Independence Day, 4th of July. And any sensible people in Scotland shouldn't be giving a shit about it, because it doesn't matter to us what happens. Which is why I don't vote anymore. I stopped voting at the last independent vote that we had. Isn't he good at... Okay, Albie's good at anything. I think he's staying out the tournament just to give other people a chance to win something. I think that's why he's staying out of it. So all we're going to get for the next 6 weeks is election on the television. Welcome to Wit. Well, the thing about Shooter's Pool is it's even less sociable than this place. I'm talking about the VP4 lobby. It's even less sociable than that, because there's absolutely no chat whatsoever. Yeah, you'll get I mean, these people who are suddenly appearing like this, you plonker Rodney guy. He's no rookie. I'll tell you that off the bat. The way he was playing in Cowboy, um, I mean, he more than knew what he was doing in Cowboy. In the glimpse I had of him, so there's no way this player is just somebody that's brand new who's played offline and decided to come online after 12 years. No way in hell. That's somebody else with another profile. And that Mark Selby as well. That's another one that's got me puzzled. There's two or three names that have appeared that are definitely a bit dubious. So meanwhile, Mooncake, I don't know what happened there because I was too busy looking at the chat. But Mooncake won the first rack somehow or other. And he's about to win the second one as well. So, as far as VP4 is concerned, we've got the two big matches over the weekend. And again, at some point in the not too distant future, the 9-ball World Championship will be over. It just depends how quickly things get arranged once these two results come in. Because at the moment you've got at least two players. I think you've got Matt and Cobra, who are still in the 9-ball, as well as having signed up for the Cowboy also. So Mooncake with a 2-0 lead and good enough shape in the two just to drop that in and check and hold for the 3. Bit of right English in the cue ball just to kill it in the rail. And this could be a very good start for Mooncake. What you mean when you say Stubb has new internet? Do you mean he's actually leeching off another neighbour instead of the one he's always been leeching off? Is that what you mean? I think that's what you mean, Coldest Pillow. He's when he says it's new internet. There's probably new neighbours have turned up, and he's leeching off that one now. They've got Wi-Fi that they haven't got secured, and he's just leeching off it. Well, Mooncake couldn't get a better start than this. 3-0. Seven the side. And no shot in the one this time. Well, I would just push up in between the 8-ball and the 9-ball. That's what I would do, and put the bait out for one pocket slim, because he could try a combo in the 2, or he could try a cut and a billiard onto the 2. But either way, well, he's went all out for the jump, and he's going for the jugular tonight. Mooncake jump combo, and the 1-ball still in play, and this cue ball's heading in a reasonably good direction here, provided he doesn't run into the 3. If he can across the table, he's heading that direction. And if he can come across there and avoid running into the 3, in fact, he's making sure he won't, but he's overcut it doing that. Well, I don't think I don't personally don't think he's electable this Labour one. But there's been that much crap with the Tories over the last 2 or 3 years that you would have to say that and I say the English electorate because it's them that matter in the vote. It's only them that matter. It's whatever the English like, and if they've had enough of the Tories for a while, they'll still be hard pushed to vote in Labour down there. So they will. Well, that's all you're going to get for the next 6 weeks. Crap, 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 crap. Nothing's worth watching. Well, I don't watch the telly anyway half the time, so. Well, there we go. One pocket slim. I had a chance there, but straight into the side pocket. So it's getting harder and harder here for slim. Well, that's all it is with them. It doesn't, you know, to me, it doesn't matter who's in. It makes no difference because it makes no difference to my life or most of us. It absolutely makes no difference at all because at the end of the day, they don't give a shit. That's why I don't vote. And I believe you have to take ID with you now to go and vote as well. Which is another. I mean, it used to be you just took your card. So if you've got to go and take ID with you, that's another reason can't be arsed going. Well, Mooncake misses a 3, but leaves it pretty safe. No, I can't remember that. I mean, I'm pretty certain I said that after there was the independent vote, after that, and Scotland bottled out again, and then after the vote to Scotland voted to stay in Europe, and the English decided we're all going out. I mean, after all of that, I mean, what's the point in voting? Oh dear, Slim's all over the place here. He is all over the place. Well, this cue ball is going to bump the 8 ball. I think he'll be very unlucky if he doesn't end up somewhere in the 7. Well, in fact, he's not even hit the 8, so I think Slim needs a quick refresher and a wake-up call here. I wouldn't even waste a stamp to do a postal vote. I wouldn't even waste my time. Oh, good evening to Semi-Pro. The defector has arrived, folks. Boo. Boo to Semi-Pro. He's gone to the dark side. Well, you might have a point there, Coldest Pillow, because if they paid me £100 to go and vote, then I might think about it. That's the only way you get me in a polling booth again. They'd have to pay me to do it. Oh no, I'd rather the £100. No, hard cash would do. Right, so Mooncake with a 5-0 lead. It's his to lose. Well, maybe Slim was in a bit of a rush getting home from work so he could play in this because he obviously signed up at the last minute. $4:30 AM. Well, I certainly wasn't up at 4:30 AM. Well, Mooncake is definitely trying to make short work of one pocket Slim here. He's good in a 3, wide open on the 4, and a good angle in the 4 as well, just to nip back off the rail onto this 5 ball. Aye, well, I was rabbiting about it and I couldn't remember where the hell it was on the map, but I eventually found it. If you look at it further on in the video, I eventually found the road that actually went on. And now, here's the thing. That road, as I said, it doesn't have a dead end. It doesn't have anything to stop you driving off the road. So you drive off the asphalt, you go into the grass, and you end up in the whole western side of the map, which is obviously empty, and you're driving on an area that you shouldn't be on. So they haven't done anything to prevent you to get on that. Now, we're talking about a game that's still full of bugs. This is going to be, well, it's a push out. It's a game that's full of bugs, and they've just announced today that they're releasing it on the Xbox, whatever the hell console it is, and the PlayStation 5 in July, whatever it is, sometime in July they're going to release it. This game isn't properly finished. It's still, the AI's still crazy. I just keep killing the game. Whenever they run into me, I just keep killing the game because I'm getting fined every time they hit me. Oh, and you know, it's a game that really should still be in early access, and the folk have been desperate to get it in console, so they're going to get it in console, and then they're going to find out it's still got a load of crap in it that needs fixing. AI traffic isn't right. You know, you stop at traffic lights, the next thing you know, boom, you've been run into the back of you by a bloody AI truck and a car, and you get fined for it. And I've told them on Discord. I posted links to videos on Discord so they could look at the bloody carry on, especially the problem they had with the cars speeding round corners, the AI cars flying round corners and sliding off the road. And this was something that was supposed to be fixed. Well, it has to be said that Slim is getting a roasting here and is about to head over to the one loss side, provided that Mooncake can get himself in reasonable shape in this 6-ball. And I would suggest that that's reasonable. Well, that's the other thing that's puzzled me about Shooter's Pool. I think there was at least 2 guys that seemed all keen and everything when they were doing the live streams. But the thing they weren't doing was it's the same that a lot of folk do, where all they do is the live stream themselves. They weren't doing commentary or anything like that. That's all they were doing. They were just live streaming themselves playing, but obviously they get bored doing it. Semi Pro said to me the other day there that since he's been doing his and it's all over for Slim, by the way. What a pasting that was, Slim. 7-0. Semi says he's got 5 more subscribers since he went to Shooter's Pool. Yeah, if I was desperate for subscribers, I'd go to Shooter's Pool. So I would. Right, let's jump into this Larry Coldest Pillow room and see if we can... well, I think Larry's just about to finish off Coldest Pillow as well, by the look at this. Well, Coldest Pillow's joining Larry on the one loss side. And how come there's a... Alright, so that's a round 2 match, isn't it? The Mooncake one. That's Mooncake and Lex 200. We'll get Spectre Dawn playing Wink at Me. Let's jump into that. Well, this is a bit of a closer battle. Wink at Me's getting last 2. Spectre Dawn with the 4-3 lead. and well, he's a bit straight, so he's just going to try and drop down as far as he can without scratching. Now the cut on the 7 into the side, he's going to bump the 8 ball, and he's bumped it good. Now how tight's the 9? No, it's off the rail. I went into, I'll tell you this, guys, I went into Shooter's Pool today at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, exactly 2 o'clock, and there was 400 odd players online, but that again, as I mentioned to Semi the other day, that's a bit false information, because I think when Shooter's Pool boots up, or when your PC boots up, I think Shooter's Pool becomes active in the background. But in actual fact, there was over 300 players playing online. I kept scrolling down and down and down on the match rooms, as well as the challenge rooms that they've got. 300 odd players were playing at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and then I looked in VP4 and there was 28 in VP4. And it should be the other way around, but I think I've said my thoughts on why it's like that. Obviously, it looks a better game than VP4. Some players who, in fact, maybe quite a few players who play Shooter's Pool have never played Virtual Pool 4, so they're well set in their ways. The pricing of cues and accessories is far better than it is in VP4, and you can also set the games and the rooms up with tracking lines and everything, whatever you like. So they're giving the people what they want, and they're getting results because of it. In Virtual Pool 4, you don't get what you want. You get what Steve wants you to have, and maybe that's not the way to go about it. I haven't a clue, but I mean, I'm still subscribed to it, and I've only ever paid once. I've only ever paid once. I've still got credit in my account. I've still got about 1,000 virtual coins or whatever it is in my account on Shooter's Pool. But I've not added anything to it. I've not had to resubscribe or anything. Well, I always thought there was a sub system that they had. Maybe they had the idea of doing it and then dropped it, which is probably another reason why they've got 300 odd people played at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Right, so Spectre Dawn on the hill, and this 2 ball, is he getting there? Well, it's going to be a big bedhead cut. Now, this is going to be tricky because this cue ball wants to come down into the gap between the 4 and the 6 itself. So he's got to just judge the pace, unless he's trying to come up past the 4. Well, he is. I don't know whether that slight deflection that he's played, you see, he deliberately come down that side. He could have let it run and come down that side, but the risk then was getting into the tight area to go on that 3. Now that 2 ball has gone pretty safe. That is frozen to the rail. Well, it doesn't matter whether, it doesn't matter whether I like Shooter's Pool or you like Shooter's Pool, or any of us in Virtual Pool 4, whether we like it or we don't like it, or whether you've tried it or you haven't tried it. that there is something that's right about the place that needs to be put right in here. And that's the thing that's bugging me, is why is there 300 odd people in there playing and why aren't they in here? So you've got to then ask yourself questions. You know, you've got to say, well, what is it? I think what I've suggested is probably partly to do with it. I think graphically it's a far better looking game. The tables are far better quality looking. The pricing's far better, far better. Buy what you want, buy different ball sets, buy different cloth colours, buy different cues, different shaft. The pricing's far more appealing in there than it is in Virtual Pool 4. Well, it's not even $20 a year, it's $10. Since when has it went up to $20? I mean, we've got these Vietnamese players, the odd one or two of them have been in. They're all gratis. You know, they're all gratis players. Well, the thing is, you say the control is terrible. The problem with Shooter's Pool is you need to spend a lot more time doing the adjustments to your cue setup in there. You definitely do. If you spend a lot more time doing that, which none of us are prepared to do, then you can get it dialed in a lot better, and it becomes more. It feels more controllable. But I've never really spent the time doing that. Well, the controls are a copy of Virtual Pool 4, basically, and you can set it the way you want it, like Virtual Pool 4. But in terms of, I know, but that makes it a lot more familiar, you know, as to how you're playing it. But I'm talking about the touch and the feel and all of that stuff. You don't get that just overnight. You've got to spend time adjusting everything, the settings and everything. Well, there we go. There's another result. Spectre Dawn through. Let's have a quick update here. And get a catch up. Right, where are we? Let's refresh that. Right, so we're into round 2. We've got Mooncake, one apiece with Lex 200. We've got Stefan still waiting on the outcome of this Eloquente Bankster match. Let's jump into that because it's 5 apiece. This is a scratch match as well. Now this needs to go forward. Well, he's trying to hold it back the way. Watch the cue ball though. Watch the cue ball. That's why you take the safe route, you see. You know, why don't people just take the safest option? The safest option was to let it run forward and come up into the table. And that way you're well away from scratching anywhere. But people don't think. The Man U manager has been sacked. No, you're not talking about, was it not the Barcelona manager? Who the hell was it? Xavi or something? Who the hell was that gets sacked? It wasn't the Ten Hag from Man United been sacked. What, he's been sacked before the bloody cup final, you mean? No, the Cowboy didn't get filled. No. It was still like 6 short. I did my bit in the final day. I got about another 3 or 4 signed up in the final day. I was doing the spamming in the lobby. I don't know whether it made any difference, but at least 2 or 3 get signed up. No, not officially. Right, so Ten Hag's been sacked by Man United, but not officially. What the hell does that mean? What does what you mean? He's definitely getting sacked if they don't win it tomorrow. Is that what you mean? Anyway, that's not the important one. The important one's up in Glasgow. That's the important cup final tomorrow. He's getting sacked regardless. I won't be paying any attention to any English Cup final. I'll be sitting watching the Old Firm final. That's what I'll be doing. But I've got an early shift, an early finish tomorrow. I finish at 10:15, so I'll be well fed and watered and all ready. Well, I think we might be going all the way here in this one, unless somebody does something numptyish again here. So this just needs a nice stun. And now this is where you hold off this time. You don't run forward this time because you can do something daft with that 9 ball. So you just hold off the 7 ball. Now he is running forward. You see now, again he's doing the same thing. Was this the same player that did the same thing a minute ago, or was it Bankster that did it? I mean, that's just crazy. Well, now this is into the bedhead territory here. Asking for trouble. And again, cue ball running loose. Yeah. But anyway, it's 6 apiece, but Eloquente's trying his best to lose this. Yeah, I think they were playing a friendly match or something with a whole bunch of numpties in the team. Something like that. Well, a couple of balls have gone in. The 9 ball's one of them, but the cue ball's sitting plumb on the 1. And 2 ball into the side. So this is just a little soft shot here, just to hold the cue ball. 3 into the corner. A nice roll down for the 4. Now, this all depends on how far down. Well, that's gone too far. Touch like a sledgehammer Eloquente's got here, because that should have been well short of the 3 ball. And that's well controlled now. Now, he's got to make a decision here, and he has to make sure that he is right over here far enough for this 5, unless he's stunning up the table for the 5 into the side. So he's got a choice of what he decides to do here. Now, he's just got there. Just got there and no more. Again, hold the cue ball. And that's well done. And again, let's see how the touch is, because this is just a gentle roll through to get on that 9 ball. It's a little dink in and a roll through to about sort of there. And again, he's overhit it. You see, that's where Eloquente's going wrong. He hasn't got overly comfortable with the pace in his mouse, and he's overhitting things, and he's ended up doing that and selling himself down the Swanee there. I just thought it'd be good to see him play another little touch shot where you have to roll through, and he's hitting them far too heavy, and at the end that's why he's lost. Well, a track ball wouldn't help that. That'd make it even worse. He wouldn't hit the ball then trying to be delicate. He would do some of the duff shots that Larry does with his track ball when he's trying to be delicate. Right, so we've got one Pocket Slim and Wink at Me battling for survival here on the 1 loss side. Let's go over there. Remember, race to 4. So I'm looking for an early night tonight. I don't think this should be running that late, the tournament tonight. So Slim with a 1-0 lead. Now again, got to get down far enough, but not too far, and that's perfect. Now Eloquenti should be looking at one pocket Slim in terms of touch and pace, and you see the big difference. Slim's a lot more dialed in with his mouse than Eloquenti is. Eloquenti seems to have one pace on his shots, and that's like sledgehammer pace, and he's overhitting stuff. So the shoe's in the other foot now. Wink at me. 2-0 down in a race to 4. He's got to get himself into this game rather sharpish. But Slim has got another ball on the side. 3 balls gone. And that 1 ball will go past the 4. Although he's hampered. That's no good. Hang on a minute. Yeah, he's trying to roll onto the 4, and that'll do. Now this is, well, it's a 1 rail up and down. It's a 2 rail around the corner here in the bottom right hand side if you want to kick the one that way. That doesn't look the right line to me, but then again my eyes are totally gone. He's got the hit. How's the luck? Well, obviously there's a combo on. Now if that 1 ball cuts the 8, the 1 ball goes that way. But Slim wasn't doing that. He was trying to stick the cue ball in the 2. Now anything can happen here, especially if Wink at Me kicks this from this side, because this could bump the 9 and knock the 9 in or the 7 in. What is that? Is that a new record, Coldest Pillow? Having the ice cream van around your area. Two of my managers in our store are from Geordieland. You know, up the Gateshead way and that. Clearly they couldn't get decent jobs down in Tesco's down south, that they actually came over the border. Or it could be that they're both on the run. Now this is tricky. Played it well. Well, the cue ball wants to leak away towards the corner here. So he's got to get this cue ball out into the table for the cut in the 7. And this is trickier than it looks, because he's got the cut angle in the 6 ball, and the cue ball, it just wants to go, if I can get the thing to work, it wants to go that way, dangerously close to that corner. It's in scratch territory here if he just lets this run out. He's jacking up to try and get a hold of it, but it makes the shot even more difficult. And I mean, that's done everything but go in. Cue ball sitting perfect in the 7, or at least good sight in the 7. I don't know that it's perfect. In fact, he's got a slight angle, but the most important thing didn't happen. 6 ball stays in the table, and Wink at Me desperate to get off the mark here, but again he's running loose with the cue ball like Eloquenti. Well, I think that maybe flew out of there a lot more than he thought it would. And of course we'll get the FA Cup finals tomorrow in Scotland and England. And am I right in saying we've got the Champions League final next Saturday? Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. but I'm pretty certain that the Champions League final will be next Saturday. Surely it's not on Saturday night as well. I think it'll be next Saturday. Well, Larry marches on. 7-3 winner against Jezdev. Well, wink at me, I don't think was expecting that. The bump onto the 3 ball has left the 1 in play. And Slim should be on the hill with this table. It is 8 o'clock next Saturday. Or do you mean it is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock as well? So are we saying the 3 matches are on the same day, or are we saying that it's 8 o'clock next Saturday? What the hell's Leeds and Southampton on Sunday? What's that? Is that a playoff match or something? Is that like a promotion and relegation battle? Leeds Southampton is playoff final, right? Got you. So going back to this Champions League final, are we saying that the Champions League final is next Saturday, 8 o'clock? Oh dear, look what Slim's done here. Next Saturday. Good. Well, there's something to look forward to. And then, of course, in terms of the sport that's going to be available, you've got Wimbledon just around the corner. You've got, in fact, you've then got you've got the Olympics in Paris. You've got them less than a month away. You've got the European Championship. I mean, goodness me, it's going to be a good summer of sport. You've got the cricket as well that nobody's interested in, only me. So loads of stuff on. You've got the Open Championship in July down at Troon, which is 5 miles away from me as the crow flies. And a quick 1-9 combo here for Wink at Me. Oh no, I thought he was going to play the combo there. Well, he might have to now, the way he's left this sitting. I don't know why he didn't play the combo. Well, he's got to play the combo. I mean, this is not easy. Well, I don't know why is he? Did he not think he? You don't think he could get to that 2 ball? Well, good evening to Hazard. Welcome to the party. Watch the cue ball. That's not a bad result. Well, I won't be, with the greatest respect, I won't be paying any attention to that. Well, good kick by Wink at Me. And again, not a bad result. I think cue ball's more or less back where it was. Well, Slim. I think he can get enough of the 2 ball where he could cut it if it was crazy enough, but he's going to run into the 3. And he's just trying to stop the cue ball. But obviously the pace he put in the shot has brought the 2 ball back up the table. And he's left it on. I don't even know any of them. I don't know any of them. Take it from me, the women's football craze will die a death eventually. I mean, I watched. I switched on the TV up. What was it? It was on. It was. I think it was. I don't even know what the match was. It was a playoff match or something. It was like a relegation match and a promotion match, and it was the women's teams, and there was like, there was like 3 in the crowd, and 2 of them are ball boys. That the audience is definitely not there for it up here. Well, I'm trying to be politically correct, but yeah, it doesn't appeal to me watching women's football. Hugh can't get cancer before coldest pillow. I've been at this since 2007, and there are people who started their channels long after me who are well over 1,000 subscribers, loads of them. But I've now found out that because I don't do shooter pool live streams, that's maybe what's killing my 1,000 subscriptions. I've stalled. I think I've stalled in 640 or something at the moment, and it'll be a real struggle to get anywhere near that 1,000. Well, Larry, did I say that result there? Larry's beating Chestev. I can't remember whether I did or I didn't, but anyway, it's there. So wink at me on the hill. A couple of balls have gone in. And now, how's this 4 ball looking? Because he's on the 3. And the 4 doesn't really go in many places. This 4 ball is going to be a bit of a headache. Now, the angle he's got, he can certainly come down and try and get around about it, so he can work something. Yeah, he's actually. I don't know that was part of the plan, or whether he's got too much spin on it, but he does have a bank, and he's got to think about this. If he's playing the bank, he's got to watch that he doesn't just die and leave himself hooked in the 5. He's going to bump the 7, no doubt about that. Well, again, I would never have banked that at that pace. I mean, you only needed to stun the 7 out the way. You didn't need to slam it. But he might have got away with this. I think he has big time. In fact, Slim thought he could get the edge of the 4, and well, wink at me's going to have no better opportunity than now with ball in hand. And remember, he only needs to get to the 8 ball. And the daft thing he could do is hook himself behind the 9. That would be the daft thing he could do here. But he's making sure he's well away from that. I've never actually watched that Mister. Is he on YouTube or is he on Twitch? I've never looked at his channel. I don't know what it is he does. Whether is he one of these players that just does videos of him playing first-person shooters or stuff like that. Well, there you go. One pocket Slim dashed home probably to get in the tournament, and he's now dashing home again because he's out. Want to wink at me with a 4-2 win. I think those negative comments are from shooters. What are we talking about? How have we gone from Mr. How are we going from Mr. Beast to Shooter's Pool again? I don't know. I'm losing track of conversation here. Right, anyway, let's have a quick update. Going from top to bottom, Mooncake is on the hill against Lex. In fact, let's dive in so we can catch the end of that. Lex 200 is sitting there in 2,400 rating. Where the hell's he from? Did I look? Aye, I did. I looked earlier. Where are these people coming from? That's what I want to know. Where are they coming from? And how come the ratings like that? The views that Mr. Beast gets, 83 million views in 13 days. Oh dear, the yawning started. There we go. It's downhill all the way, folks. Well, there you are. Mooncake survives. A 7-5 winner over Lex. Now, what the hell's Potman talking about? Is that meant to be Frankel? As far as we all know, he's dead. Not to put too fine a point on it. That's as far as we know he's dead. Right, so, catch-up time. Mooncake through to round 3. Stefan and Bankster are going at it. Bankster with a 4-1 lead at the moment. Larry is already playing Spectre Dawn. And Spectre Dawn's 2-1 up. Let's get in. As far as we're aware, Franco died of cancer. That's all I know. Spectre Dawn looks as if he's about to open the gap already here in this match. Now, does he want to come across the top of the 7 or... yeah, he's going across the top. Now, that's just gone a wee bit awkward. It's a wee bit awkward for the side and going up and onto the 8. They probably just drop this in dead weight. That's fine because the cue ball, although it's heading that direction, with dead weight pace you can take it well away from the scratch. So all is good. So that shows you how up to date Potman is because he's calling sit pool, which was one of his manifestations before he changed to Fantastic Mr. Fox. Potman's so set in his ways, so he is. He's still calling him sick pool. Watch that 9-ball. And the 9-ball is hanging there, waiting to be banged in. And I think Larry should be playing the old stun onto the 8-ball here. He should be doing that and getting this rack over and done with. He shouldn't be messing about. Yeah. Oh, and would you believe it? He's missed it. Unbelievable. It hit everything but the 9. And yeah, Spectre Dawn's just trying to chip this. This could bump off the rail and still miss it. No, he's got it. Cue ball's gone. No. Larry breathes again. Oh, Larry thought that was down the pan. Oh, now, what's he done here? I'll tell you what he's done. He's done that and got himself hooked. And this could end up ugly. Yes, he can jump over the edge of the 6. Yes, he can pot the 2. But yes, he might still end up hooked, as he would have done, just like that. But that's actually not finished too bad. Yeah, that's the last thing I heard. The last thing he said to me in chat was that he had a cough and he done nothing about it. Well, 2 balls gone. It's a good bank there from Spectre Dawn. Good evening to Mooncake. Welcome to the party. Now, cutting the 4 ball and just let the cue ball run out. I mean, is it going to run into the 9? He's actually making sure he's avoiding the 9 and going to leave it on this side. See, that was probably a good move, because the danger with letting that run to the railing coming across, he could have run into the 9. And he's content to leave the sort of more challenging shot to get decent on the 6. I mean, now he's got to take evasive action here, because this cue ball, well, I mean, he can let it run 3 to 4 rails and finish on the, yeah, just like that, exactly like that. I was about to try and draw that angle there, and he's too quick for me. But that's exactly what I was about to actually draw there. Get around the rails, 3 or 4 rails onto that 7, and that's perfect. And that's why Spectre Dawn is going for his first Virtual World Championship, albeit he's having to do it the hard way, but that's why he's going to be difficult to beat. Well, I left the Lex match because, was that not finished? The match was over, that's why I left it. He's in the 1-loss side now, I think. In fact, the result went up in the lobby. And I was in the room there when it finished. I left it and came to this one. There you go. Mooncake beat him 7-5, sent him to the 1-loss side. And when that finished, I came to this one. Pay attention, Potman, for God's sake. I've got an excuse. I'm half asleep, because it's 8 o'clock at night here. Well, I would need to look at him a bit more to make any conclusions there on that one. Well, you know, that's what I'd be looking for. The little tells, the telltale signs. And Eloquenti has gone. Jezdev wins a final rack decider there. Larry got to take this out. Now he's got to watch the pace down the left side. That could have done with it could have done with running another foot up the table just for comfort. Well, that's what I've been asking. Rodney, you plonker. And again, this is a guy, I watched him play against Woody. I watched him for, he was the very first rack, it was a straight off the bat, he made a run of 49 in that Cowboy match. And this is somebody that's not fresh into Virtual Pool 4, let me just say that. No way is it anybody that's just decided to come online and suddenly they know the you know they're playing like a veteran. Let's just say that. Well, I'm glad you said that, Mooncake. It's no Keith. It isn't Keith. Be very surprised if it was him. I don't think he's got the notion to do any crap like that. Right, so Larry back in action, trailing by 2. Now he's got a perfectly good safety on here, but he's again just the usual thing. Oh, that wiped its feet 3 times, then it dropped. So again, now would be the time to duck. Because the 3 ball ain't banking. He's going to go all out for the cut and come across for this 4 ball, and he's overdone it. And that's where you just need to draw the neck in a wee bit, Larry. Know your limitations. He's just pushing the boat out and pushing the boat out, and sooner or later he's going to come aground. Well, just ask Potman about taking up about starting a new profile. I don't know what possesses people to decide, oh, I've got to create a new profile. I haven't a clue why they do it. Well, you had the chance to run for cover, Larry, but you decided that it's the old routine. Just go for everything that you can. If it's got a hole to get into, keep going at it, and you're just not going to pot them all. Spectre Dawn with a 3 rack lead now, and a 1-6 combo that if he plays this combo, this 1 ball is trying to nick past the 7, but he's again played that very well, because that could easily have just died the other side of the 7. Well, I went to Virtual Pool 3 many moons ago when I first went online, and he actually might have done himself harm there bumping that 7, by the way, because that now means it's tighter to get to that 7 ball. If that 7 ball had stayed on the rail, it was a lot easier to get to it. Now it's in a sort of dodgy zone. I think for like 2 weeks I had the name of Too Old to Play in Virtual Pool 3, and then I changed that. I don't know why I changed it and chose 9ball.com. I have no clue, but as I've said before, it must have been some sort of premonition, because that's where I ended up working.com. I'm using that as a reason as to why I came to that conclusion, to decide that was going to be my name from there on in. Well, he got to the 7 ball. It was just a wee bit more awkward, but he dealt with it. He's a bit too straight on this 8 though. Now, this is going to need a bit of fizz on it. He's trying to pinch a bit here. I think it looks as if he's trying to pinch a bit here. In fact, he's not. Well, he's quite content to leave the bank. The bank looks dead. I think he's got to play the bank. Is he playing the cut or is he playing the bank? Well, Larry lives again. This can be the issue for VP4, why it struggles getting players because of the, oh, it must be such and such, and then they, but what we're talking about there. What were we talking about there? This one ball looks tight to the rail. I don't think it's frozen, but it was tight enough to make it difficult. But Larry again going all out. And Larry's paying the price for his aggressiveness. He's going to pay dearly. Now, this is not an easy 5-ball, but the shape on the 6-ball should be more or less natural off the rail and across. And he's got the weight down to a tee. Well, Larry, you will go all out to try and win it, and it's backfiring on you too many times here. You should be ducking and diving, Larry, instead of this all-out attack. Okay, 9 balls that type of game. It's in Larry's DNA just to go for it every time he's at the table. But against guys like this, if you make that mistake more than once, you're going to pay the price. Nine balls going in. Now, will the 9-ball spot? Yes, it does. I wonder what would happen there if that spot was covered. Would it just go behind it? Well, this is a similar 1-ball to what Larry had. And this time though, Spectre Dawn showing Larry how you do it. Now, this is going to be a nip back on the 2 and a cut on the 3 and break open at 7 and 9. That's more than obvious. Yeah. Now, he has to bust. If he's going to do it, he's going to have to bust this wide open and hope he has a shot in the 4. That's what he's going to have to do. Because, there's no guarantee of any outcome here. He's trying to spin up the table. Didn't quite get there. And the 7 ball's a blocker. But Larry should still be in trouble here. Unless he's thinking about squeezing a bank out. No, I don't know what he tried there. I don't know whether he hit that right or not, because in actual fact he's left the 4-ball on. So I think that's not come out quite like Spectre Dawn intended it to be, but Larry has to miss this 9-ball. So he's got to come up this side, miss the 9, miss the scratch. And he's going to have to jack up and just kill this stone dead. And leave the cue ball where the 6 is so we can cut that 7. So Larry's been given a lifeline, but it is a lifeline because he's at death's door here. And he's going to have to dig himself out a big hole if he's going to survive. And that needs to bounce. And again, it's one of them, isn't it? It's ugly. It is not good, whatever way you look at it. And then it goes. So it's all or nothing for Larry now. Trailing by 2. Spectre Dawn in the hill. And Larry, well, he's got a ball. Where's this cue ball? Needs to bump the knuckle. And it has bumped the knuckle. And that may well have done him a huge favour. Because he's sitting very nicely on the 1. Thank you very much. Now, if he just leaves the cue ball sort of there. Again, it's all about the pace. Now, the one thing that will come into play here is the 7 ball if he overhits this. He's got to just sort of drag off the pace, cut the 2 and come out. And he's well away from the 7. So far, so good. Now, he needs to be well away from the rail here with this cue ball on the 4 so that he can do stuff with the cue ball. And he is. So now, he's again fairly straight in the 4, and he might well just come back an inch or 2 and stun the 5 in. In fact, he hasn't come back far enough. See, now it's gone funny. Now he can roll forward and end up behind the 9, or he can roll forward and bump the 9, and now he's worried about it, so he's digging in to make sure he doesn't go near it. And, well, I don't think he's got there. Commentator's eye. Don't ever doubt my judgment on why that was not a good shot by Larry, and the cue ball's going to go south, and you know, there it goes. It spirals into a disaster, and ultimately that's the killer for him. Just that slight wrong angle on that shot there, and he knew fine well that cue ball was not heading in a good direction. And he still didn't stop it enough, and it still went behind the 9, and that's how you lose a match, just like that. So Spectre Dawn, 7 racks to 4. Larry heads over to the madhouse that is the 1 lost side. So Spectre Dawn is through. Mooncake, meanwhile, is in a match with Bankster. Bankster's getting the 7 ball. They're 2 apiece at the moment. Let's have a look at this 1 lost side here. We've got Wink at Me and Chesdev going at it. We've got Lex waiting on the winner of Coldest Pillow and Stefan. Let's nip into that and see if we can catch the end of it. Coldest Pillow is on the hill. Stefan's getting the 8 ball. Stefan might not be getting much more after this visit. Now, I was just thinking there that when Larry went to play that, was it the 8 ball, or whatever ball it was, I can't remember, or was it the 6, 7 ball? When Larry was playing that ball, he knew fine well, like I said at the time, that cue ball was not going good, and he just did not get into the cue ball enough. If he got into the cue ball enough, all was fine. He was going to stay well away from that 9 ball, and he didn't quite hold it enough. Right, so Coldest Pillow goes through, and Coldest Pillow is now going to play Lex 200, and Larry is lying in wait for the winner of that. Quick look at this bloody bracket. I'll tell you, this does my head in. I wish you would redesign this, because I can't stand this. There's got to be a better way of doing a bracket and laying it on screen than doing this. Anyway, I think the first day I saw this bracket and had this fiddling about carry on, I told Steve that, and he still never listened to me. Right, so Mooncake, they're still 2 apiece. Right, so let's go in and catch this Lex guy. Right, so player 1, Coldest Pillow, getting the 8 ball. And Lex won the lag, broke, 2 balls going into the side. I think the 6 ball goes. 6 ball's fine. Well, this just needs to go forward so that it's coming into the middle of the table. Now, this is too thin of a cut to be trying to use the 9 ball. Yeah, he's just trying to drop it dead weight. So the problem now is he's got to dig in to stun this 5 in, and this could go wrong very quickly here if he doesn't get it right. And he's held it. He's still got enough of the 6. Well, I'll be doing both the matches because they're at suitable times for me. And of course, I won't be doing my own match on Tuesday night with Spud Boy, which is what 10:30 my time. Now wait a minute here. What was I going to do? I was going to check, see whether that works. I don't know whether it's still ready to call. There we go. That's the matches. We've got MC Clarkey and Spectre Dawn on the 1 loss side. That's not right. And that is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And then, of course, on Sunday evening, we've got the hot seat match with Albinario and Cobra. That starts at 7 o'clock my time. So hopefully you guys can join us for one of them. If you can't, then it will be on the YouTube channel on the playlist for this tournament. There is a playlist there. No, I won't be there for that. No, that's way too late, Slim. That match could last 3 hours, remember. And no way am I doing any cowboy matches. Any cowboy match that starts at 8 o'clock, and I won't be near it. Because they potentially could run to 4 hours, just depending on who's playing. And if you get 2 decent players playing, they won't last that length of time. No, Larry Chico's way beyond my limit. Right, so Lex, I've never seen Lex 200 before. In fact, did I actually look to see what date this guy's why am I doing that? That's what I'm asking myself. Why am I doing that? Why am I not doing this? Did I say I said I did. I've already looked twice. This is the 3rd time I looked. So this is a new profile this year with the UK flag, no photograph, and yeah. And all we've got is break cue, play cue, shaft. No cue actually on show. He hasn't got any of the cues on show. That's why you're seeing a house cue there. Yeah, so just a brand new profile by somebody we don't know. That's the only conclusion we can come to there, isn't it? You can make up any ideas and suggestions. Why the hell is that stuck on the screen now? Well, Lex has missed one. And Cold as Pillow used to get out into the table. Well, I'll tell you something, Slim. You got to think about it from my perspective. It starts at 10:30 on Tuesday night. I will be knackered, right? I will be. In fact, I will probably, believe it or not, go to bed maybe about 8 o'clock and see if I can actually have an hour's sleep and set my alarm for like 20 past 10 or something. But I can guarantee you I'll be semi-conscious when I'm playing that. There's no way I'll be in a fit state to play it. And I'll be letting loose. So I will. The way I enjoy playing my cowboy. I'll be going for my shots. He who dares wins. And also he who dares looks like an umpty half the time. That's my attitude. It's the one game that I actually enjoy, but I actually enjoy it better in doubles because I love the banter and ripping the piss out of people and getting it back. That's going south and getting it back as well. Right, so Cold as Pillow with ball in hand, plotting his way out here. So the first objective, he's left himself not quite enough angle on this two. He could have done with a bit more. He's going to have to get this cue ball moving unless he's just going to drop through for the three in the side. Oh, he's trying to go round the houses here. Well, that'll work, although that wasn't planned. Oh, good evening to former VP player Chimpy. Cold as Pillows ran out of line here. Now, will that go in off the jaw? That is way too tight. I think it will, though. I believe it will, but it is way tight. It's got to go right onto that 8-ball for that to go into the side pocket. Although I don't think he thinks it goes. I think he's looking to try and cut it past the 6, and that's not any easier. But that's very well done. That's a good shot, but has the cue ball got there? I don't think so. I don't think he's got there. Well, like I said, former Virtual Pool 4 player. I think I'm correct in that statement. I don't think I've said anything that's libelous. Well, Cold as Pillow set up with that. He's not left anything easy, but the thin cut is on. I'm still playing till October. Cue ball's gone. Well, what's happening in October? Is that you packing in all together in October? Is that when you go gratis? Well, I've certainly not seen him online. I've not seen you online. I don't know what hours you're online, but I'm probably in bed at the time. And then are you doing a semi-pro? Are you heading over to the dark side? And that's not got there either. Well, the cut's on or the bank is on. Yeah, he's gone for the bank. Oh, I forgot. Cold as Pillows getting the 8-ball. Well, ball in the break. shot in the 1. Now, is this round behind the 4 ball? Let's have a look at the angle. Yeah, round behind the 4 ball. Well, I think he needed to give it a bit of help and spin to get around behind the 4 ball, because he's in nothing here, and he can't even do the force follow to lock him up. See, it's not going to lock him up because the cue ball's not running towards the 7, but he's got cover, although it's an easy jump. But Lex not interested in the jump, just gives it the kick. And cold as pillow. Well, this is going to have to go 2 rails and miss the 4. And he's missed the 4. And he's sitting perfect. That was well done. Now this needs to be a firm jab to get the cue ball up into the table. It's a little jab. And get the pace and get it up table. Get yourself a headset. Everyone's golf is in the store now. What store? I used to have. Is that what it was called? Everybody's Golf. I had that on. Where the hell did I have that? That's one of these Japanese manga golf games, isn't it? I had that years ago. Good God! I'm glad you reminded me of that one. Where the hell did I have it? Was it the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 3? And wink at me's taking out Jez Deb. My God, that's an old game. What story are you talking about, Potman? Refresh my memory here. And why are we talking about getting yourself a headset? Is it not just a mouse that you need to play this golf game? Yeah, the golf. Mark will tell you. If Mark's maybe going to bed now. I don't know, but you know when you're playing, VR golf, is it? Oh, sod that. You're not talking about a bloody talking headset. You're talking about a £300 headset. I'll tell you something, you can swivel for that, my friend. I won't be getting one of them. Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster for you tonight, Slim. You started badly and then it went downhill. That's about the best way of describing it. Well, cold as pillow. Ball in hand. 4 ball. Does it go past the 6? Yes, it does. And looking to get himself home and dry here and survive another round. Now, while he's messing about here right now, let's have a quick tab back. Where the hell am I going here? Let me do this. Cut to the chase. And we'll go by a quick look at the bracket and see what's happening in that match. Mooncake is on the hill with Bankster. He's 6-3 up, expected online and wait. And I was wondering why I couldn't get the bloody camera to reset there. And Mooncake has completed the job. So Mooncake's now going to set up with Spectre Dawn. We're going to go to that as soon as this is done, which is just about to be. So Coldest Pillow survives. And, well, what did I miss there? Did Lex quit? He never got... In fact, he only needed the 8 ball again. I forgot with the handicap again. Forgot with the handicap. Right, so the 4-1 win for Coldest Pillow. So what that means on the one loss side is that we have Bankster and Wink at Me just about to start. Coldest Pillow is now going to be playing Larry. And we're going to head into this. This is a hot seat match. What time is it? It's just gone 8:30, and we're already into the hot seat match, so that'll do nicely for me. Let's get in there. Mooncake's already in, raring to go. And we're just waiting on Spectre Dawn arriving. And in fact, that'll give me an excuse to finish off my 5-litre bottle of water and open up my next 5-litre bottle of water. Let's just finish this one. See if we can get the hiccups. Just when you think one of these 5-litre bottle of water is down to the dregs, you don't realise that there's actually a lot more still in it. I've still not finished it. Right. There's already rumour videos on YouTube for anybody that's interested. There's quite a few of them. I haven't actually looked at any of them, but they've been popping up whenever I've been going on to YouTube, because obviously they do the YouTube does their thing on what you're watching, so they always pop up suggestions that you might want to watch. And Gran Turismo 6 is getting loads of rumour mongers going around about things that are going to be in it and all that sort of crap. I've just actually not looked at any of them yet, but there's quite a few of them going around apparently, these videos, coming up with ideas about what's been leaking about Gran Turismo 6. Well, one thing I can tell you is that it'll be out in the consoles first, and then a year later it'll be out in PC. That's the way it's always been. So they are talking about it coming out in 2025. So it'll be 2026 before you'll see it hiding a hair of it in a PC. And there's that pattern for the first time tonight. And the only thing that worries me about Gran Turismo 6, and I'll tell you right now, and you can mark my words, and you can mark this Friday Night 9 Ball down as the video that I said this on. I just hope that the game developers who are renowned for these type of games, not just Gran Turismo, but other games that they've done in the past. But I'm just worried that Gran Turismo is suddenly going to become politically correct in 2 years' time. It's going to become woke Gran Turismo. Not Gran Turismo, what do you call it? Grand Theft Auto. It's all going to become politically correct. That's what worries me. Because I think if they ever do that, then that's the biggest sellout that they'll do. You'll have everything will be politically correct, so it doesn't upset people, and people don't write in letters of complaint and post complaints and make videos about it and post them on YouTube and all of that crap. Because we're getting to a point where all of this woke society, politically correct stuff is creeping into everything. It's right across television in this country, no doubt about it, and it's going to appear in everything else. And games will be the one priority where they're going to go down that road, so they don't upset people. They don't upset minorities. They don't upset races or religions or anybody, so that they don't offend anybody. So it'll become the least offensive game that you'll ever play. God help us the day that happens. That's what I'll say. Right, so we're finally underway. Inspector Don starts off. On the board, scratch match with Mooncake to see who gets into the final. I thought Grand Theft Auto was brilliant when it first came out, when all it was just a top-down thing on my PlayStation 2. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread as a game. And then you see how much a game has developed and advanced to where it got to with Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, what have we got here? Well, he can just tweak this a tiny tad. I don't know whether he even needs to. No, he doesn't. So the 5 ball is locked away. Now, problem is, the 8 ball's in the way. So he's just doing the sensible thing, and he's going to duck for cover, try and use this 6 ball. Well, he's not hit it for a start. He needed to hit it thin, but he also needed a wee bit of spin on it to get it to come down this sort of line. I mean, he might have left a combo, then again he might not have. Well, this is going to be awkward. Awkward at distance. Now, the cue ball should definitely be on the 7 ball, but it's slightly hampered over that 7, I think. Nice, well played. Where's the cue ball going, though? I think he's fine. And then again, he might not be. Oh dear. Commentator's eye got it wrong that time. The cue ball had the running in it. So over the edge of the 9. Well, it's not good for the bank because you've got to make it. You've got to pick a line to cut that 8 to the rail to play the bank. Now he looks as if he's trying to just send this onto or behind the 9, and that'll probably be not too bad actually where that's finished, because you can't get it in the right side even to cut the 8 if he wants to. So that's probably a good outcome. And that's not a bad reply. Again, it would have been better if the cue ball was right down here on the cush, because it makes it a lot more difficult to get that thin edge the further you are away from that 8 ball. You've got to get this wafer thin, or at worst it bumps off the back of the 9. You see, it's come into the open, and now it is most certainly bankable. You've got to bank it at the right pace though. You can't go slamming this. But again, Spectrodon looks as if he's looking for the thin line. Try and tuck it back behind that 9 ball, but now he's thinking different of it. He's played it at the bank pace, and that is pretty well done. Although the outcome in the 9's not a gimme. Now, where's he going? It's one of these in-between shots. You know, if you go If you're taking it up there, you're okay for the scratch. If you're going that way, then you're in doubt. So you might just want to jack up a wee bit here. See, well, he didn't jack up. You see how that cue ball went there? It went dangerously close to the side pocket, but the end result was good though. A good pot, and it's 2-0. But dry on the break, and a shot in the one for Mooncake, and not a problem getting on the two. He just needs to pot this dead weight, this one ball. It's always going to go in, and he'll always be in the two. And this is a table. How many times do we say it? It's crying out to be run out. Now he's got to use the 6 here again. Pocket weight and bump the 6. Well, he stunned it onto the 6. That'll still work. Now, again, if you're playing safe, you can roll forward and check the cue ball a bit and just leave the long 5 ball. But you've got to check it and get into the table though. You see, he's done neither there with that shot, because now he's awkward. If he had gone forward with a bit more pace and checked that, he would have come down in a better line. You've got to hit it harder when you're checking the cue ball because it kills the pace. But he's almost got there. That was a good recovery. And again, watch the cue ball, watch the line of the cue ball. It should be up the middle of the table. And a nice little bounce. Now again, you don't want to try and do too much here, but what you do want to do is up top side of the 8 ball. You don't want to play anything to the bottom end here. Watch the cue ball again. Now, he's right tight in the rail. Now you could jack up. There's still a danger you might actually follow this in. Now maybe not looking at the cut angle. Now this needs to come out the back of the 9, and it has. So Mooncake is going to get started and try and prevent Spectre Dawn getting away here. Five ball into the left side pocket. Cue ball's a mile away, and 1 ball is fairly safe. Well, Mooncake's got a choice here. I mean, he could push the 1 ball back up the table, and he does have balls for cover here. More likely the 4 and the 7. Well, he's went all out for the bank. Well, with a table like this, why not? Because if he can get onto this, this is the toughest shot in the rack here. Getting good on the 3 ball, because he can leave himself in between here, and he's got too much angle. That's the other problem. So he's got a lot of work to do here. He might have to leave a bedhead cut in this 3 ball, and I think he's done the wise move here, because that was the only surefire way, I guarantee he could at least see the 3. But now he's got to go up and down the table and try and finish on, and he's bumped to 4. How's his luck? Oh, I think he's okay. Can still see enough of the 4. Now, once again, there's an angle in this 6 ball where you can play this and check it up big time with left English, so that you're playing the 7 past the 9. Or you let the cue ball just run out and help it around the angle. So he's putting a bit of right on this. trying to get over the side to be shooting in the other corner, and that'll do. Now the easier thing to do there was to let the cue ball go more or less the angle it wanted to go. You know, when you start checking the cue ball up and doing stuff like that, you're asking for trouble because you're making the shot more difficult. And Coldest Pillow has survived a final rat decider against Larry. Larry's going home for the day. And Coldest Pillow is meaning business. So now, let's have a quick update here on the one-loss side. We've got Wink at Me and Bankster, 2-1 to Wink at Me. Coldest Pillow, that's still to update because this has now reset itself again. Let's refresh the view. There we go. So Coldest Pillow is now waiting on the winner of the Bankster Wink at Me match. Well, that shot I was talking about there, there's quite a number of players would want to check that cue ball up to come back into line on the left side to play that ball past whatever ball it was over the corner. But the easier shot was to let the cue ball more or less go the line it wanted to go after hitting that object ball. And all that Mooncake did was help the cue ball with a wee bit of side, a bit of English just to help it come around the angle, so that it got into a better line on, was it the 6 ball? When you realise that the cue ball wants to go in a certain direction, and if it goes that certain direction and it's a good line to get onto your next ball, then you shouldn't really do much to interfere with it. It's when you're trying to avoid other balls and avoid obstacles that you have to resort to using English in certain situations. But of course, you really should be trying to use as least amount of English as possible, because when you start adding that to the equation, the shots suddenly become a lot more difficult. Well, this won't be difficult for Spectre Dawn because it's a quick 2-9 combo for a 3-2 lead. And straight away, ball in the break. More than one ball in the break, but the one ball is dead. So this will be a push out from Spectre Dawn. Well, I don't believe for 1 second he's going to play a push out into the corner here. There's no way he's doing that. Now, he's just asked, he's going to be nailed here in a second. Again, it must be quite hard. Well, that's not a great shot either that Mooncake's just played. In fact, it might be a terrible shot. Because what he should have done is he should have had him stuck on that 7 ball there. That was not difficult to do, and in actual fact, although he's got him hooked, he's going to jump the edge of the 7 and bump that one in. And he's got a bedhead cut in the 3. Well, there's another name I've never seen before. Besastiano. Well, that, I mean, I'm presuming he's Spanish. Well, this if it goes too close to the rail, he might not be able to shoot this. Unless he might have a bank. I can still cut it. So I'm going to do this once again, just for any latecomers in the lobby, that is, not the room. Just a reminder that tomorrow night, in fact over the weekend, we've got 2 big matches in the Virtual 9-Ball World Championship. We've got the one lost side match, an all UK affair between MC Clarkey and Spectre Dawn. That is on Saturday night, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, race to 13. I will be there for that. And then, of course, on the Sunday at 7 o'clock, we have the hot seat match, race to 19. Albinario up against Cobra, who is also in defending his Cowboy World Championship as well. But Cobra still, at the moment, in 2 events, and still will be, regardless of what happens tomorrow night, or Sunday night, I should say. So, if you can't be there, you can watch it on my playlist on YouTube, because that's where I'll add it. Well, I would suggest that, Matt, having looked at Chiku playing 3 cushion, I would suggest very strongly that Larry has to get to 90 long before Chiku does to have a chance. Because I reckon that if you get into the carom phase with Chiku, your odds must be reasonably slim that you're going to come out on top. I can't believe that he's. I mean, I suppose the one thing that will probably catch, and that might be a point. I think the one valid point would be that it's. I mean, it is the same size of table as the billiard table, but the difference, of course, is that there's no pace in the table compared to what Chiku's used to. So that's where Chiku might struggle in actually judging the pace to play some of these carom shots. But I still think he'll be pretty damn good at it. Well, Mooncake, this is a must out to stay in touch. Now, you see there, he's checked that cue ball up and he hasn't hit it enough. And the cue ball has died a death. But a good recovery with the bank. Excellent recovery. What, you talking about virtual pool 4 ones? No, there isn't. Well, this is, again, needs a good shot here. Held the cue ball, and he's going to be back within 1, and Stubbs arrived. He's typing out his bullshit. Get ready. He must be typing out his life story. Yeah, the same bullshit as before. Nothing different. Right. Well, my bladder is telling me I need to deal with a situation here, so I'm about to do that. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. Right, I can barely see a result there. I presume Winkett Me is beating Bankster because I can't see it for my my little timer that's on the screen. And meanwhile, Spectre Dawn has got one of these dodgy 9 balls that it might as well be frozen to the rail. It's a millimetre off it, but he's got to keep this flush. Yeah, that's not easy to do, but we're going to have a tied ball game here, 4 apiece. So Spectre Dawn's march to yet another. Right, there's that pattern again. The second time tonight, although the 6 balls just had a bump. Spectre Dawn's march to yet another Friday night 9-ball final is not in jeopardy yet, but it's just slightly under threat. Although Mooncake's going to have trouble ahead immediately after he pots this 1 ball. Because the 3 ball ain't going anywhere. Although you can see that it's dead set as a combo with the 9. But he's got nothing else to hit onto the 9, that's the problem. And, well, I don't know what he was planning to do there, but quite clearly he never got the response from the cue ball that he was expecting, because there's no way he's ever played to play in that side of the 3. And he might be getting a good result though here. That'll do. I don't know that was the plan, but the end result was good. Let's just say that. I'll expect it on. We'll probably settle for that as well. He's left nothing easy, and I don't think that 3 ball squeezes past the 8. It doesn't. Bank into the corner. Yeah, he should have slam at it. Well, Spectre Dawn's going to have to either come right onto the short side of the 4 or leave the 4-8 combo, so he's going to have to come across the table here twice. And then, oh yes, trying to get to the short side. There you go. Right, now, being on the short side, the only problem is he's the wrong angle on the 4 ball. He has an angle, so he can certainly get the cue ball moving. Trying to come down, past the side pocket, watch the knuckle. Well, he'll take that, and that's pretty well played to get there. And if it hadn't hit the knuckle, he'd have been there. Nine ball right in the middle of the table. Don't scratch in the side pocket is the order of the day. Inspector Dawn back into the lead. Is he going to freeze Mooncake out? Well, maybe not, because he's scratched. And he was dry. So, a little ball in hand test here for Mooncake. He must get the angle on this 3-ball. Now, if he's going to obviously, I mean, he could come back the way and leave the higher cut in the 3, and that's a surefire angle to get up for the 4. He might have got himself too. In fact, that's terrible. That's a terrible shot. He's hooked himself. Now he should have actually come up here into the table, because that way you're well out of the way of those balls. He's done the jump. He's still hooked again. If he'd done what I was talking about and left it there, he'd have cut that 3 and have been down to the worst thing that would have happened. He would have bumped to 5. But now he's in a hole. And that's one jump too many. And there's a table that was crying out to be run out, and somehow or other, Mooncake's found a way to get himself right in the mire. And he's pretty much waving bye-bye to this, and Spectre Dawn is going to be in the hill. Well, with tables like that, and I'm thinking ahead to the MC Clarkey match with Spectre Dawn. Tables like this, Matt can't afford to be doing what Mooncake's just done. It's all about moving the cue ball into the right spot, and he failed right off the bat there with a table that was not difficult to run out, as long as you're controlling the cue ball well. And now it's going to be hard work. In fact, it could be already all over. He might not get back to the table. So, breaking for the match and breaking to get through to another Friday night 9-ball final. Oh, well, 2 dry breaks in a row. The previous one was a scratch. And Mooncake's going to have to start off with a bank if he wants to stay at the table, that is. Nailed the bank. 2-5 combo. But he doesn't want this 2-ball to go in. He can't afford this 2-ball to drop in behind the 5. He's got to keep it in the table to give himself a chance to get out for the 3. Or at least to be able to see the 3, because this 3-ball is extremely awkward as well. Yeah, there's nothing doing there in that 3-ball. He might well have enough of it to cut it though, or has he? Has he got enough of it? Oh, that's too tight looking, but he's got it. That was well done. Cue ball stays in the table. That was a good shot there to get where he got to. It was touch and go whether he had enough of it, but he's done well to get here so far. Well, this, if he gets it, he'll make up for the last rack. Now this time though, this 9-ball is comfortably off the rail, so Anywhere up the table, sort of over on the left hand side will be good, like that. So Mooncake's demise isn't quite there yet. Chance to take it all the way. And he's got a ball. Don't know what it was, but I heard it going in. And he's on the one. It must have been the two. Yep, the two's gone. He's on the one. The three's there. Get out into the table for the four. Back up top for the five. The six is handy where the five is. So the most important shot here is going to be from the 6 to the 7. Loads of room to get there, but that's all dependent on how good he's sitting on the 6. And he's already got trouble on this 4 ball. This is not sitting good on the 4, not at all. Anywhere over here, he was far better. Now he's having to avoid traffic, and that's come out very nice. Extremely nice. So now the important one is how far up the table he is on that. Now this might be a bit straight in this 5 ball as well. See, he didn't. See, this is no good. This had to be up here. So now the problem is, if he's trying to force this around 2-3 rails, and that's just too much of an angle to be trying to do that. He had to be up into the table to try the 3 or 4 railer to get to the 7, and he never got there. Well, this might be Mooncake's last chance, because this is not a gimme at this 7 ball, but it's more than likely going to go in anyway. And there you go. So, the inevitable, it's spectred on in tonight's final. He beats Mooncake by 7 racks to 5. And Mooncake had his chance, but the one critical shot, which was the one that I mentioned earlier in the rack, was getting good in the 6 to be able to get down for the 7, and he couldn't accomplish it. And he's going to have to do it the hard way. So let's have an update. Well, where we are now is Mooncake's in that one loss side final. We'll jump straight in and catch what's left of the coldest pillow match with Wink at Me if we can get it. It might be all over. Oh no. Well, Wink at Me is in command at the moment. On the hill, 3-1 up. Coldest pillow with all the work to do. He's overcut that. And the 1 ball has gone tight on the bottom rail. Well, not quite tight. So out with the jump stick. And again, no guarantee that Wink at Me is going to have a decent shot in the 2. The cue ball's heading that direction though, and he might scratch like that. So Coldest Pillow has been reprieved. And now that he's been reprieved, he's got to come up with the answers here. 3 ball goes past the 8. There isn't any worries in that score. The 4 ball's wide open. And that needs to get off the rail for a start. Now this is just a little hold the cue ball shot. Now that's come out too far. He didn't, I don't believe he wanted to be there. I think he's fine though. I think he can just brush this in, and if he catches the 9, it won't matter. All is good. Well, there only is one way that Coldest Pillow can go, and that's up. This to get back to within 1, and of course needs the follow-up rack to be taking this match all the way. And I don't think I hear anything going in. Nothing is gone, and the bad news for Coldest Pillow is that Wink at Me's sitting nicely on this one ball. He can try and stun past the 5 to get out across for the 2 in past the 4 ball here. And he's almost got there. In fact, the angle that he's got now is certainly an angle that's good enough to get him up the table. The problem is he's going to have to stay this side of the 3, and he's having to, well, I presume he's having to check this a wee bit to try and keep it this side of the 3. Watch the knuckle or the side pocket, and that will do. That's finished good. He might have got away with actually not putting anything on that cue ball there. It looked as if it was on a decent enough line. So 5 ball right in the middle of the table. So again, it'd be handy if he had a decent angle in this 4. Anything but straight, even if he's inside on the rail. And that'll work. That'll work, because that is workable, that angle that he's got. He can coax this cue ball across the table, get it spinning, watch the scratch to the side again. And again, has he gone short of it? That is perfect. That's perfect. So once again, a bit too straight on the 6. Now, you've got to make a decision here of what you're trying to do. If you're going to take your medicine, you're going to nip back and leave the longer 7 ball. Now he's playing the draw to try and get below it, and he's in no man's land. I think he was trying to get there to play it the side. Now this will still cut. It will still cut. But the cue ball is running up somewhere towards the 9 ball. It could run into the 8 with this line. Now he's got to hit this with a bit of pace anyway, because you've got to get that 7 ball moving to the hole. And also have the pace to let the cue ball run out. And he's caught the knuckle. Cue ball's heading up towards the 9. And Coldest Pillow should be taking this match all the way. This might be a bit straight in the 7 as well. In fact, it is. Oh, this isn't great. It's in between. If you're going to take this up top, the cue ball's heading that direction. I don't like that, so he's taking it to the side. It was always heading towards a scratch if you took it into the corner pocket. So, final rack decider. Good evening to, what's his name? Bedhead. And balls are flying in. But I don't know that he's got a shot in the 1. Let's have a look. Well, just for the benefit of Bedhead, Spectrodon's already in the final. And he's going for the cut, I think. Used all the pocket, has gone in. But we've got Mooncake in the 1 loss side final, waiting to play the winner of these 2 to see who then is going to meet Spectrodon in tonight's final. So Coldest Pillow is in prime position here to get the job done. He hasn't hit that. He hasn't hit that. Should still be getting the cut though. And bound to be on the 7. Well, he's actually overcut it, believe it or not. So, from having a winning position, Coldest Pillow is going home for the night. Sergeant Numpty's arrived, or has? Oh no, he's been in the room. What's he said there? Found shocking evidence of coconut shavings. I don't know what that says, because again I can't read it all. But I've no doubt it's a load of bullshit. Now, just getting that awkward line on the 7 ball, leaving it a very dodgy thin cut. Again, just getting out of line on that one shot was critical. And Wink at Me goes through. So, now, we have Mooncake and Wink at Me battling out to get to tonight's final. That's not what I want to do. I want to do this. So there we go. That'll be the final reminder tonight. We've got MC Clarkey Spectred on tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the one-loss side match in the Virtual 9-Ball World Championship. We've then got the hot seat match to follow on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. So I hope you can join us for that. And if you can't, you'll catch up on the playlist for the tournament, because there is one on my YouTube channel. So here we are, we're in, Mooncake's in, Wink at Me's probably, well, that's what I always say, Coldest Pillow, as long as you come out with more money than you had when you went in it, then you've made a profit. It's been a success. So we've got the lag for the break, race to 4, and it's scratch, no handicap. And Wink at Me way short. So Mooncake breaking off centrally, and I don't think he's got any joy. And the worst outcome, of course, is leaving your opponent straight on in a shot in the 1 ball, although the 2 ball's going to be the first problem to deal with. Now, you've always, I presume he's going to try and get behind the 2. Now he's playing for a bump. Yeah, didn't get it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that that's enough to be potting the 2 ball. It doesn't look like it. However, the end result has turned out pretty good. And that's not a bad result either for Mooncake. A little feather edge of the 2. And, well, Wink at Me can certainly get to the 2 from both directions. He's certainly be far better kicking it from where he's going. And if he hits this at the right pace, he'll get a chance to drop behind that 3. And that was almost well played. Just a bit too heavy, as a matter of fact. But he has left Mooncake in. And again, this is one of these tables that you've always got to be running out on. Loads of room in that gap between the 7 and the 8. And he's got to play for that gap or get inside the 8 and risk scratching in the side pocket like this. See, that's the danger there. But he's got there. Now he's again slightly inside the 6, which is good. Although he would have still liked a better angle, because he's going to have to punch this in or just kill the cue ball on that 7 like that. Now, I mean, we've still got the final to come, but I am going downhill very quickly here, folks. I am hanging on by a thread. I mean, the last few nights I've been going to bed about 9 o'clock, which is an hour earlier than I usually do, and it's actually been good. I've been having a good sleep, and now I'm back to my old routine of leaving it way too late, and it's caught up with me tonight, I'll tell you. So Mooncake with the early lead, looking to duck and dive. Now, has he got there? Yes, he has. I don't know that there's an angle to get there anywhere that side of the table. I think he's got to go. Yeah, he's got to go down the bottom end here, and that's 6 balls in the way as well. See, the 6 balls in a line to get to that 1 ball if you're trying to go two rails. Yeah, he's just trying to tie stuff up, and he hasn't hit that. That's poorly played. So that was a nothing shot from Winketme because he was trying to play it dead weight and knock that 7 on top of the 4. So he's not achieved anything with that shot. So Mooncake's got a gift of a free goal to get 2-0 on the board. And straight away, he's already a bit awkward now. He might be drawn towards this 9 ball. It's hard to tell, but it certainly did go towards it. Now, again, this has just gone awkward. Now, he's probably better off just jacking up, bumping this in and nipping back and leaving some sort of cut into the side on this 5 ball. I don't know if he wants to pinch anything more than that, and that'll do it. That's fine. He's got all the room in the world to work the cue ball now. Needs to bounce and spin. So now, again, take your medicine. Just cut the 6 and let the cue ball come across the 2 rails. Leave yourself the cut at distance. Now again, you've got to be sure 100% what you're doing here. So if you cut this, hit it with the pace so that you're coming down the table and back up the table, or do that and get it dead weight, make sure you're holding it. So everything was under control there. I think the one thing you've always got to do is take indecisiveness out of your shots, because that's when you're more likely to make mistakes as well. When you're not 100% convinced one way or the other, you've got to make a decision and stick by it. Because he had 2 ways that he could play that shot there, and he went for the latter. He went for the softer shot just to hold the cue ball and stop it leaking away and running away. If you think it's going to run away, then you're better to go with the first shot, which I was talking about, which was, hit it harder, let the cue ball run down the table and back up the table high enough so that you were always going to get on the 8 ball. So, 2-0 to Mooncake, and he's had a ball in the break. The 7 ball's gone. He's on the 1. He's missed the 1, and he's not left anything simple for Winketme. He's left him a tester on the 1 ball, which if he gets it though, it'll be good to get started, but he's going to have to do something if he got as far as the 4 ball, because that 4 ball isn't going. Now this is an angle where you could easily get into the side pocket, and it almost did. Well, that's taking care of the 2 ball. It's now in play. But Wink at Me can consider himself a wee bit fortunate there that he's at least forcing Mooncake into making this combo with a 1-8. And that's very well done. Now again, if you're just going to play the pot and use the angle that you've got to trifle with the 5 ball here, or you try and come up. See, the angle's a bit too much. He's decided to play it really safe, stick it right in the middle of the table, and that 3 ball doesn't go past the 6. So he's got to run up and keep going, and that's good. So everything's good now. He's got a nice little angle on the 3 where he can nip this into the side and still hold it for the 4 into the corner or stun it down. So when you have an angle, the important thing about having an angle in shots is it allows you to do a multitude of things for your next shot. Whether you want to run through, stun it, or just let it run out, whatever. It's when you're dead straight you've got problems in any billiard game. Straight is no good. An angle one way or the other allows you to at least have a choice of doing something. But I'll tell you something, Wink at Me's going to have to do something, because he's staring defeat here. Big time. Well, he might have a chance here, because that 1 ball's sitting good. The break is dry, and the 2 balls on into the side. And the immediate problem is that the 3 ball is not sitting in a great place to do any nudging, if any nudging's needed on that 4 ball. But the one thing that is good is that he can pot the 2, he can get onto this rail, and he can kill the cue ball on this 3. In fact, if he does it right, he can nip back a tad and pot that 4 into the side and nudge the 8 out of the way. Now, I'm not convinced that that's the right shot for a start. That shot that he just played there is not the shot he should have been playing, because this all sorts can go wrong here, because he's not got himself good. I mean, it still cuts, but he should have killed that stone dead where he was looking at the 4 into the side. Now he's got a blind cut into the side. Yes, he's going to hit the 5. Yes, the 5 ball should be in play, but he's made it a lot more difficult. But that's worked out perfect. But he's going to be hampered slightly, I think. Now, again, get over into the table, 6 ball into the side. He's going further than that, so it's going to be a little stun and stop the cue ball. He's running forward there. He is going to stun it. He needs to watch the... Yeah. I was only worried about not stunning it enough and holding the cue ball there, because that cue ball wanted to get into the side pocket. But anyway, Wink at Me looks as if he's going to prolong the match at least for another rack. I'll see if I can now finish my bottle of water. There's still dribs and drabs in this one. I think it'll be gone now. And that is it, definitely finished. I'll just, I'll get the lid off the other one. So, Wink at Me looks as if he's had a ball or 2 in the break. He's got a dodgy 1 ball to deal with straight away. The 7 and the 8 have gone. And it's another one of these tables where the first shot is a difficult shot. But if you get it, you should be good to getting out. The other problem with it is, though, that if you play it and you don't get it, the chances are your opponent's going to be out and you're going to be out as well. And he is going to be out because the cue ball's gone south off the table. And Mooncake with ball in hand. I wonder if Wink at Me accidentally put the amp on there. Because he slammed that far too hard. Right, well, you've got to leave the cut. You can't be trying to get up there. So this is just a dead weight drop in. And it's going to be Mooncake and Spectre Dawn in tonight's final. But also, it's a profitable night for Wink at Me as well, because he, like Calder's Pillow, he's going to come out with a profit for his efforts tonight. So Mooncake is now lined up, as we'll get confirmation, or it will be in a minute, once that updates. We're going to have Spectre Dawn and Mooncake, but I'm just going to do it, I can't be bothered waiting. There you go. Spectre Dawn and Mooncake in tonight's final, race to 9. And we will get straight into the room as soon as it appears, which it should be doing. There we are. So it is, what time is it? 9:38, and we're in tonight's final. There we go. So Spectre Dawn is in. Again, scratch match with these two. And Spectre Dawn lagging on the right hand side of the table. And Mooncake looks as if he's going to win this. So Mooncake to break. First to 9. And he's got a ball now. Is this a revenge match here? Yes, it is. Because in fact, I watched the bloody match, and that shows you how bad I'm going downhill. Because I couldn't even remember that it was Spectre Dawn that put Mooncake to the one lost side. So it is revenge time. Well, I mean, I presume he played the safety there. Because because there was no reason to try and break those two balls right there. Now we're going to get a wee bit of tippy tapping here to try and hide this cue ball from the one. Well, that's no good. It's no good from the point of view that Spectre Dawn's left a clear shot in the one. The problem with the shot is that he's automatically hitting the 3 ball, probably double kissing it. Like that. And he's going to have to do another recovery shot here. Likewise with the 3, and he might be chipping it. It wouldn't do any harm to him if he actually chipped the 9, because it might take a bit of pace off the cue ball to leave some sort of shot in the 4. In fact, he wasn't playing a pot, trying to duck and dive. Now here's another tester for me. This is so easy. It's so easy to play the roll up and stick to the 5. with this shot. I'd, you know, even at this distance, I'd be quite comfortable playing the roll up behind the 5 here. The Mooncake's doing it the other way, and that works. That was very well done. The tighter you are to the object ball, the less rails that your opponent can use. But Spectrodon's got the hit, and again, the end result is not bad. I mean, he's left a stone wall bank. If Mooncake wants to be taken on, it looks as if he is. Oh dear. Well, he played it that badly, it's come off the 8 ball and went in. Although he's not sitting good in the 4, but that was the best bad bank that we've seen tonight. It was the best bad bank. I have to say that at this time of night. Well, that was an attempted pot, and he did get in a 5, and the fact that he's missed it, he's left Spectrodon hooked again. Well, this is definitely the rack winning opportunity now for Mooncake. All important shot straight off the bat on the 4 to get across and have a shot in this 5, and he's almost there. So 2 rails, 6 ball down into this bottom corner where we are. That's the plan here. Got to get the 5 ball moving though, and that's good, and everything's good. And this will just be a straight roll through. Now you've got to make a decision. If you're going to play it safe, you're going to let it run out and just play a long 8 ball. There is a slight angle there, and he's letting it run around the angles. And now it's awkward. If he'd just done what I said, it would have been sitting a lot more straightforward than this. Trifling with the side pocket is fine, and all is now good though. Hopefully this idiot that's come into the room doesn't start typing his bullshit. Because that's what's his face, isn't it? If anybody's still there and paying attention. What do you call him again? Snakes, I think it is. That's who that Maxer is. Oh, he's taking the hint, he's left. Meanwhile, Mooncake, 3 ball and 6 ball gone in the break, sitting good. Look at this for a table. This is exactly what you want. I'm getting out on this table. That's how good a table it is. I'm getting out on it. I might not be getting out on it doing that though. The only ugly position you can get to is right there, and he's absolutely bolt straight in the 4, and suddenly everything's more difficult. It's amazing how you have a table like this where you think what can go wrong, and you end up immediately getting yourself awkward. So now the cue ball's at an angle where it wants to go behind the 7 and around and out into the table. And he's got the spin working, and now everything's recovered. Everything's good again. Now once again, with this shot you can take the choice. You can let the cue ball go where it wants to go and help it go where it wants to go and go tight around the corner, or do what he's done and just check it up. And well, he's left one of these little cuts. He's always going to be coming down the table and having a shot in the 9. So the only way this will go wrong is not getting the pot or scratching somewhere. And he took the first option. See, just leaving that little awkward angle a little bit more awkward, the doubts start to creep into your head, and then you do stuff like that. That's how easy it is to get yourself wrong on a table that you're always going to get out on. And when you see a table like that, you end up somehow finding a way not to get out, just like that. And everybody's done it. And that's let Spectredon off the hook, because that was 2-0 every day of the week. And Mooncake might be regretting that in the next 5 or 10 minutes. And I think my voice is just going to hold out. I need to get another drink. That might be dry though. I think it is, yeah. Well, at least Spectredon's not left it easy. And that's a very well played little combo. Well, I think Mooncake's got to make up for that last rack, because he was 100% going to be sitting 2-0 up. Now straight away he's gone upward in the 2 to hold for the 3, so now he's immediately got a problem. Yeah, Andy knows it. Cue ball wants to run into that 4 ball, and he's avoided it. Has he avoided the scratch? Yes, and that's a very well played shot. A good recovery. Well, I'll tell you this, Mooncake's going to feel a bit of a numpty if he can't get out 2 racks in a row on a table that a player of his standard should be getting out. Now, he left himself straight in the 4 ball there, so now he's going to just run forward and get around the angles here on this 5. And he doesn't want to go too far around the angles. Let's have a look at what he's got from this end. Now this you can still draw off this 6 and play the 8 into the same pocket, or you play the safe route and you run through. And now he's good. So this is making up for the previous rack, but he should be sitting 3-0 right now. Everybody knows that, including himself. So Spectredon coming up dry. It has cost him. And Mooncake goes into the lead. And this is dry as well, I think. Couple of balls thought about going in. And Spectredon, of course, comes to the table with a shot on. The one into the side, and he's got to avoid the traffic up there, because the cue ball wants to get there, and he's got to get past the 3. In fact, the line was actually better than I thought. He was well away from those 2 balls. Now, how does that 4 ball look? Well, let's be honest, he's got to get there. And, well, if he's going to get there in that 4 ball, to be playing the 4 ball into that corner pocket, then he's got to not only pot the 3, he's got to run 1, 2, 3 and get into the 8 ball area. It needs to spin. It needs to keep going. He's just short of legs here. He's short by about a foot of where he wanted to be. He wanted to be on that line there. Now, this will still cut up the table. In fact, he's trying to drop it into the side pocket. I was never convinced that was going to get there. I'm surprised he didn't play the cut down the rail, because that was very, very tight to be squeezed that into the side pocket. And that could be a costly mistake from Spectredon, although having said that, Mooncake's not played that good either. This is in the worst spot you could be for this 5 ball. He's got to nip that, and the problem is that he can't really do much. And there's a chance that went wrong straight off the bat for Mooncake. And he's going to be in dire straits here in a second. So that's, well, let's be honest, I mean, it's two racks that should have gone to Mooncake. I mean, you think about it, the first one he made the mistake. This one here, he's come to the table straight away, he's made an immediate mistake. And he could be sitting here with all the racks in his name right now, including this one. And I'm pretty certain that's going to be his last shot in this rack. Provided Spectre Dawn doesn't hook himself behind the 7. And when you've got that in the back of your mind, where you've had two tables that you should always be out on, and you've somehow found ways to go wrong, you'll end up regretting that against Spectre Dawn, because Spectre Dawn's had a dry break as well that Mooncake took advantage of, but sooner or later the dry breaks won't be quite as abundant, and Spectre Dawn will probably find his firing line with the break shot. And the next thing you look at the scoreboard, and suddenly you were 2-1 up, and suddenly you're 5-2 behind. There's the pattern, although it get broke with that, whatever ball it was, 2-ball. Now a ball has gone, I think. The 8-ball's gone, shot in the 1, and the 2-ball is in the middle of no man's land. So he's got to take a risk here and get a bump straight down the middle, unless he thinks it goes somewhere. He's trying to play the combo. Oh, it does go. I never thought it went anywhere. It goes past the 9. That's why you should always check the table. Right, so nothing to do to go on the 4. But once again, how you sit on the 4 will determine how easy it is to follow this up. Right, that's not bad, because that at least gives them the option just to roll through for the 5 into the side. Right, so 5 into the side, and just let the cue ball roll out a wee bit, or stun it in, whichever you want to do. Yeah, and that will work. Now with this shot, you've got to go forward and up the table. Don't chicken out and try and play something silly into the side. And you didn't need all the English on it to get there, you just needed to get the pace on it. So you can stud past the 9 off the short rail, back out for the 9 into the same pocket. So Spectre Dawn now goes into the lead. So how painful is this going to be for Mooncake? That's the question I'm asking. And like I say, 1 minute you're sitting 2-1 in front, thinking about the racks that should have been yours that you didn't get. Spectre Dawn, however, can't get the break going. He's come up dry. And Mooncake has got the enticement of a bank that he's going to have to make, because I don't think it's maybe sitting perfect, but he's not interested. He's trying to duck for cover. And, well, he's got the cover, but there's room over that 4-ball in the gap between the 4 and the 9 to get that cut in the 1 with a jump cue. Plenty of room to do that. So he's got to get the jump cue at a lower angle so it will get the distance. And the inevitable outcome. Now, this is the problem. You can just pop this 2-ball through. Now, if you play cowboy, you play force follows a bit like this. You can do it. This is tricky though. It's very tricky to drop onto that 8-ball. Oh, he might have left a gap here, has he? He might have left a gap. As John Virgo says, there's always a gap. I think he might be able to squeeze through there. Then again, you're far better going for the kick because there's a good chance of this going in. I'll obviously hit it too full in the face. And the safety net at the moment for Mooncake is a 3-ball. How's Spectadon going to deal with this? Well, he's on it, and the combo is sitting there with the 7. Now he's got to go through this to get out of the way of this 9. And he's done that nicely. So there's a table there that was not easy to get out on. There was work to do to deal with the awkward ball, and he's done that. And everything's good. If the only thing that is saving Mooncake here at the moment is Spectadon's not got the brake working yet, and you always think that sooner or later, if you hang around long enough, he's going to get it going, and 2 or 3 racks are going to disappear quickly here. Well, so far it's cost Mooncake 3 racks from that last mistake on a rack that should have been his. It's cost him 3 so far. This is just, again, slightly awkward where he's got himself in this 8-ball. Cue ball wants to track to the side pocket when you're taken into the corner here. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is just one of them angles. In fact, he's cutting into the side. Now I'm not sure what he's doing. He's going into the corner. And he's convinced he's not going to scratch. It looks as if he's going to go. In fact, he played the big stunt to make sure he wasn't. And now all is good. Well, Mooncake's now going to find himself 2 racks behind and counting if this break starts working. And the 5-ball has gone in. Oh, that 8-ball's just brushed the 1 into play, and it's sitting perfect. And everything's open. And the bad news now for Mooncake is you're going to be watching this scoreboard ticking over. None of it in your favour. Now, he had enough angle where he could stun that in and get the wide side of the 4. He could have chickened out and rolled through, but the cue ball would have wanted to go pretty close to the 4 from the short side. But where he is now, he's got a clear open space to get to the 6. He's gone a bit straight in the 6, so he needs to stun this in fairly firm if he wants to play that 7 in the side and get the cue ball off the rail. So right now Mooncake's getting a taste of the Spectre Dawn treatment, because there's loads of players have come up against Spectre Dawn where they've had racks that have been good racks, and any other day of the week they would have ran them out. And then it's a costly situation you get yourself in when you've had a couple of racks that you've had tables that you're thinking you've got to be out. It's all good, and suddenly things go wrong, and then you're finding you're on that other end of a beating from Spectre Dawn when you don't take those opportunities. As soon as he gets a sniff of blood, he's off and running. If the break kicks in, this might be dry again. No, I don't think anything went this time. So that little run from Spectre Dawn from 2-1 down has given him 4 racks for a 5-2 lead. That needs to miss the bump. Well, again, it's gone to that no man's land area. It cuts into the corner. It doesn't go anywhere else. And in fact, it's not that easy to play a decent safety off this either. Yeah, he's gone all out for the cut. That was not easy. Well, it's now 10 o'clock, well past my bedtime. And we ain't over yet. Well, the little combo from Spectre Dawn ends that rack swiftly. And it's now a 6-2 lead. And again, I heard something go in. Although he's going to have a thin, I think the 2 ball's gone again, as a matter of fact. Yep, he's going to have a thin cut in the 1. And the best he's going to have to follow is a 3-8 combo, which isn't lined up. Now, I don't know that you can cut that 3 onto the 8. I think you've got to bump it to the rail. It looks like that from here. Oops, wrong camera button, hang on. Yeah, it was never going to go just cutting the 3. I think you had to bump that 3 to the rail so that it comes out and then cuts that 8 to go in. This might not be too bad. Well, it's left the edge of the 3. In actual fact, it's left a cut on the 3, believe it or not. Well, Mooncake's going all out for it, no doubt about that. Yeah, and he's pushed it into the 4. Well, that is absolutely stone dead as a combo now. You're never missing this. This is absolutely stone dead. Now, is he going to get crazy and try and bump this 7 and 8 at the same time? Yeah, I think he did. I think he did try to get a hit. And of course, the 5 is safe as well, where it's sitting. Well, now we're going to get 20 minutes of tip tapping when I want to get to my bed. Well, Mooncake doesn't have the patience for that. He's trying to get away from the 3. Fair enough to him for that, but he hasn't. He's overhit it. And he's still got a lifeline though. I'm wondering whether Spectre Dawn can manufacture something. I don't think. I think the 9's too close for a billiard. Let's have a look. Or is it? It might not be. It might not be. It's hard to tell. I mean, the 9 actually looks as if it's sitting pretty good now for a billiard, but I don't think he's interested in that. I think he's just trying to duck and dive. Well, I don't know that it's going to make much difference, but Mooncake didn't bump the 7 and 8. The 7 and 8 both go anyway, but Spectre Dawn's got the thin cut and the 5. The cue ball's going to be running. Now, even if it goes up top, he's still going to get the 6 ball down past the 9. He's trying to pot this dead weight. And again, he's played that perfect. Absolutely spot on. So now the objective here is don't go anywhere near the 8 ball. You've got to finish the right side of the 7. He's actually 2 straight. Believe it or not, he's 2 straight. He's fine though. So it's a long while since Mooncake had his 2 racks to 1 lead, isn't it? It's hard work when you were 2-1 in front and should have been 4-0 in front when you think about it. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. And it's now 7-2. Six balls going in. And I don't think, has he got a shot in the 1? Let's look at it from this point of view. Well, he can see the 1. And I think he can pot this. I think he can get the angle. He certainly can. Well, who's thinking Mooncake's played his last shot already? It's getting like that. Because Spectre Dawn's going to be on the hill. Provided he makes sure he sees the 7. Which he will be. He's gone 2 straight. But again, he's content to leave the bedhead cut at big distance. Well, the only way this will go wrong is nipping over to the side pocket on the right hand side. Well away from that. Comfortable pot. And this 9 ball for 8-2 from being 2-1 behind. Well, this is like a mild form of torture for Cake, but I think many a player has a taste of this against Spectre on in these finals. You don't take advantage early on when you have chances. This is what ends up happening. Well, Spectre Dawn has given Mooncake a chance with a dry break. So cue ball's got loads of room down to the bottom end of the table, 4 into the side. And if the angle's good enough, just drop through for the 5 into the other side and bring the cue ball out past the 7 for the 6 into the top right hand corner. Now, has he got there? Yes, he has. So you just let this run out, run across, don't stick to the rail. Possibly the 7 into the other side again, left side. Now again, he's got himself stuck to the rail. Every time you stick yourself to the rail, you can only ever go, forward. And now he's just got to drop this dead weight and have a good look at the 9. It's off the rail. So Mooncake has stopped a drought. He's got a rack in the board, long way back though. 7 ball into the left side. Now, is that cue ball going to see the 1? Yes, it is. The 2 ball is there. The good news is the 3 ball goes past the 5. The 4 ball's into the side. So, again, this is another example of a table that a 2,287 rated player should always be running out. And here's where it will go wrong straight away if he doesn't get out past the 4. And if he goes too far, he could end up behind the 8. So you've just got to get into that gap. And again, if he's trying to make it awkward, he's done it that way now that he's Chinese snookered over the 8. Good recovery. Well, I reckon when my head hits the pillow, I'll be gone in a very short period of time. I will be out like a light. I am semi-conscious right now. And now, just think on this. This is what, 10 minutes past 10, and my match against Spudboy on Tuesday night is 10:30, and the state I'm in right now is exactly what I'll be like on on Tuesday night. I've got to go to bed before that match. I'm going to have to go to bed about 8 o'clock and get an hour or an hour and a half sleep, because I am right at death's door right now. Meanwhile, Mooncake has got another ball in the break. He's no shot though. 2 ball has gone again. 2 ball's gone quite a few times in the break tonight. Well, going for the jump. Got the jump. Didn't get the hit properly. And it might be hasta la vista time. And think it's looking very possibly like it's going to be Mooncake's last shot he's just played. Right, well, I'm looking to see. Well, the problem is he's awkward over this 7 for a start. That's made the shot a lot more difficult. The second thing is the cut's thinner than he would like. And then the third thing is the cue ball wants to come down here like this. Down this way. Well, he's killed all the pace off it, and that is pretty damn good. I think he can run this in and go forward off the rail, miss the 7 and drop down onto the 5. Yeah. So anything again but straight. See, that is straight. So now he's got to get this cue ball moving and try and get out onto that line. In fact, that will go in off the left jaw, that 6 ball. It goes past the 8, just off the jaw. In fact, there's a lot more room than you think. Yeah, very comfortably in. So another Friday night 9-ball title goes to Spectre Dawn, and a good warm-up for his match over the weekend on the win-loss side against MC Clarkey. So well done to Spectre Dawn, well done to Mooncake for getting there. And that's the matches we've got over the weekend on VP4TV. We've got MC Clarkey Spectre Dawn on Saturday night at 8 o'clock British Summer Time, and to follow that on Sunday evening we've got the hot seat match with Albinario and Cobra. So you've got a race to 13 tomorrow night and a race to 19 on Sunday night, and hopefully you can join us for that. So until we meet again, I'm off to bed. I'll bid you all a good night, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. So take care and see you later, folks.